So, our next match underway, it will be between PSYGIB and ZENAKU. I'm just going to go sit down. So, your thoughts on this matchup before we go to the picks bands? Of course, we know we can give you a bit more indicator to decide how the prediction is going to go. But for PSYGIB, he didn't really perform too badly either. He didn't do too bad from what we saw from the group stages.
No, he kind of has a similar style to Avek. I was talking about this in the match of Avek versus Sirius, and both PSYGIB and Avek are players that play duel very much alike. Avek is obviously a lot more experienced in that mode, but PSYGIB's combat skills and overall style simulates Avek a lot. Now my question is, ZENAKU lost to Avek, and now he's going versus someone who has kind of an aggressive playstyle as well, and similar combat skills. So I think PSYGIB will have a really good chance of taking down ZENAKU, and it's up to ZENAKU to really step up and show how good he truly is.
And ZENAKU did place third, if I remember rightly, last year. At last year's KeenCon, so he wants to try and get another trophy added to the cabinet if he can, maybe even a previous placement. But saying previous placement,
third this year in QuakeCon.
Yes, he did. Yes, so you know, again, well, I think he was fourth, wasn't it?
Third, fourth, one of those.
It was in the top. It was in the top
he was
four
in the
anyway.
top four.
Let's put it out right. Yeah, I think it went Rafa, Razy, Wenger, Zen. But like I said, anyway, going back to the point, Zen has actually just been improving his placement year after year. And I said a bit earlier on where he's kind of found his style, which he required in order to keep that consistency up. He always lacked a little bit in terms of creativity, but he's showing more of that now as time's progressed.
Yeah, the only thing I see that ZENAKU still lacks a bit of is consistency in mechanics. Like when he's hitting his shots, he's feeling good, he can beat anyone in the world. Sometimes he's not hitting his shots and he finds it hard to get into and break control of the enemy player. And when it comes to hitting shots, PSYGIB is extremely good at it. So it's going to be a different clash of styles, sort of, that ZENAKU already shown that he's not the most comfortable in this kind of matchup, but we'll see how it goes.
We certainly will, and of course with Exile and Crucible in the mix, I'll be seeing how those bans are going to be at the very get-go, because we know players like PSYGIB very good on Corrupted Keep. Even though back in the QPL he didn't win too many maps, every time he played on Crucible, even against some of the very top players, he kept a very close scoreline.
It's just a
map, not all of them, but yeah.
It's just a map that really favors combat skills. That's why even Sirius decided to just ban the map with someone like Avek, because it's a map where even if you're not timing well, if you're not doing a lot of things well, if you're fighting well, you can beat anyone. And I wouldn't be surprised if ZENAKU just banned that map straight up.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise. ZENAKU's actually very good on Corrupted Keep. He's quite conservative in terms of what he wants to do, but he can be a real thorn and a real pain to even take down. Defensively, he is very good on Corrupted Keep, and how he abused the heavy machine gun and the rockets as well to boot. And for PSYGIB, he's going to be well aware of that as well. Speaking of rockets, he's had some silly rockets in Corrupted Keep throughout the entirety of the QPL. It was actually ridiculous, some of the things he was able to pull off, but yeah, both put in their thinking capsule now, so it means they are going to get ready for their picks and bans very shortly. Every pick and ban here is going to be live, so we won't be just throwing them out your faces. We're going to be taking it one step at a time, so we'll have to see how things are going to go. And that's the great thing about this map pool compared to the previous one. We're so used to the QPL map pool, now that we've got Exile making a return and Crucible being the newest addition to the mix. We'll see how that's going to change their opinions on what they want to select.
I'm really curious to see how ZENAKU is going to approach this, because ZENAKU, in the terms of playstyle, he's someone that relies on items a lot, but more than that, he plays almost as if he has wall hack all of the time. Yeah. Because he's constantly following his enemy through the walls and always ready to do even 5 ship damage. It is really impressive how he very rarely loses track of his opponent. He's very good at pre-fights and post-fights. Sometimes he lacks a bit in the actual fights, but his post-fights, his timing, everything else is top-notch.
One of ZENAKU's biggest weaknesses back in the day, well, and sometimes it can happen, but it's only on rare occasions. I saw signs of it at QuakeCon on one of the earlier days, was him not closing out some of the frags. He would hesitate maybe a couple of seconds, but that couple of seconds is wasted to not close out some of those frags. We saw it quite often. The weakness did resurface at QuakeCon at one stage, and then he was able to rectify that and was able to crack on from there. So saying that like he can't fix it overnight, he can. He realises that. I think he was just a little bit worried in case he would fail to get a placement which he feels like he deserved. But he's able to again rectify that, no problem.
And exactly, and every time we've seen ZENAKU at the highest level, he usually doesn't lose because he makes some huge mistakes, because he's not a player that really makes mistakes. It's usually because the enemy, it's like 2 air rockets or telefrags him or some kind of stuff like that, but he's always very, very solid, a player that is not prone to mistakes at all. And when it comes to PSYGIB, he's a lot more prone to mistakes. He's not a defensive player at all. He likes going aggressive, going fast, pedal to the metal, fight all the time. And if ZENAKU finds a way to exploit that, he can run away with a comfortable 2-0 victory.
He certainly will do. As the players are just will be getting underway with the picks and bans very shortly, just all set up and ready. And these upper bracket games haven't been too bad. Of course, we saw Rafa earlier on, if you're just joining us. He won that 2-0, and Avik won his series 2-0 against Sirius earlier on.
And as expected, ZENAKU's first ban, he just straight up, let's ban Corrupted Keep. I don't want to fight this guy there. He is too good at fighting. Let's just move on, ignore that. PSYGIB decides to not play Blood Covenant at all. And ZENAKU goes with Awoken, a very good map for him. Not sure what PSYGIB would pick. I hope to see Exile or Crucible right now. Come on. Let's go, PSYGIB.
Exile and Crucible still available, and Crucible, we're going to get it again as our second map in this series. Actually, so far, it's a very similar layout to what we had in the series between Awoken and Sirius. Ruins will be banned by Zen. Exile's still available, and it looks like Exile will be the final map.
Okay, this is a fun one. This is going to be a fun one. Very entertaining 3 maps. Awoken, which is basically the staple of Quake Champions. When I think of Quake Champions Duel, I think of Awoken. It's the best map to come out of Quake Champions, in my opinion. Then you have the 2 new maps. Exile, not so new, but very entertaining. Crucible, a very new map. And we see the bans. ZENAKU banning the Scale Bearer. Okay. And PSYGIB going with a Nyx. Very strong champion for Awoken. ZENAKU might just have to go with a Doom. Okay, a Doom. I was going to say either a Ranger maybe or a Strog, but Doom. Really solid pick. PSYGIB banning the Ranger, so ZENAKU might just go with the DK or the kill.
I kind of feel like ZENAKU is probably one of the best players to actually utilise the Doomslayer as well. The things he can do with it.
Oh, there's the kill. So PSYGIB is just going to go with the DK. There it is. Okay, these two seem like the best champions for this match alongside Ranger, because it's the close range, heavy burst champions, and then DK has the advantage that he does not burn in lava.
Avik did actually mention that he's tried kill a couple of times on Crucible, didn't he? So we'll have to see how ZENAKU can utilise the kill. But it looks like it's going to be PSYGIB with the strong pick on Exile.
Surely
and Zen is
Galena or Visor.
Makes sense, makes sense. We'll just wait for him to make that selection. It's a lot quicker than last time. Galena, yeah, absolutely spot on. See, this is why you're here, mate.
One of us has to know about Quake.
Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. So, looks like we've got our picks. It's going to be Awoken, Crucible, then Exile if it goes to the final map. But we're going to kick things off on Awoken with the Nyx versus the Doomslayer coming out from Zen. And yeah, the stuff he does with Doomslayer is remarkable. He makes it such a viable option. We know Doom's a can be a very common pick on Awoken depending on what time it's selected. But as the first champion, a little bit of a shocker there, but Nyx doesn't really suffice me to all the slides.
Yeah, Nyx is a really good champion on Awoken, but with PSYGIB's style, I gotta say, if he goes a couple of frags down, there will be no way back in. Because if ZENAKU realizes that, okay, this guy does not have the ability ready, and he's not really a player that is prone to try defensive moves, I'm just gonna either spam him out or go for him and get kill after kill.
And that could happen, so at least Corrupted Keep is out of the way for Zen. That was the main priority for him. He seemed like he was quite keen on Exile anyway. We wanted to play the mind games and see if PSYGIB would select it first. And for Zen, we'll have to see how experienced he is on Crucible. To see that kill pick as well, the Death Knight seems to be one of the, well, we can't really judge it on just 2 matches, but Death Knight seems to be quite a common pick, not just for, of course, with the lava, that's just something very, very minor, but just the denial of some of the items, or the rotation for some of these items with that Flame Strike.
Yeah, the Flame Strike being used as either a burst or zoning out. We saw Awoken being able to zone out Sirius quite a lot on using that Flame Strike. And yeah, the lava thing is just really a bonus. It's like Sorlag on Veil. Oh, and it seems like we're getting close to start the first map. players are already on the server and we will be starting underway. Predictions.
Lovely stuff.
Lethal. Quickly.
Zen 2-0.
All right, I'll be with you. Zen 2-0.
I feel like he knows more about Crucible than we expect. But let's start off with Awoken. It's going to be between PSYGIB and ZENAKU, who can kick things off from Zen's perspective. Not mucking around with that Berserk, pick up the rocket straight away, wait for him to go for the TP, but that is not going to be the case. Just pick up all the weapons in his arsenal.
And getting rid of... there's still a light armor there. He wants to go just for a little bit of damage. If he takes it, okay, there he goes. Try and go back to the light armor. But now he's kind of... okay, kind of a little bit scared that he didn't do any damage, and PSYGIB is the one that's going for the light armor. So PSYGIB can take... actually, if he makes an aggressive move now, it will be completely in his favor, as he has a much better stack. But he decides to go for the Mega instead. So ZENAKU takes a little bit to leave shortly. A big delay on that Mega as well. It's still up, and PSYGIB finally picks it up, and ZENAKU left full timing on it. Let's see if PSYGIB will use that delay to his advantage, because I'm not sure he got the timing on the heavy.
And if this stalemate stays the same, PSYGIB is going to have the slight stack advantage for this heavy. But the only problem is he's down below, and PSYGIB is going to have the advantage here. Oh, sorry, it's actually from Zen's perspective, excuse me, as we're just a minute in. He managed to get top mid control.
Oh, nice.
Got information, but consumed a rail in the process.
Yeah, PSYGIB seems to be ready for all of the rail angles, and that's what you have to do with Nyx. Nyx does have a little bit of a mobility, although in this matchup there's no real mobility advantage for either player. So the only real advantage is that Nyx's ability with invisibility and Doomslayer higher stack. Oh, there's the invisibility coming into play, and PSYGIB right behind ZENAKU, doing a lot of damage.
It really is. You were mentioning about PSYGIB's combat skills, and it's really paying off, and so far LG Bella comes out only briefly.
I like how he always tries to delay the item until he actually needs it. He just wants to take some damage and then take it, and ZENAKU, he's just hoping for him to take it so he can not have this fight at all. 4 seconds for the heavy. PSYGIB might be a little bit late for it. He should be doing some damage here. Oh, he does land the rail in the end, so he's absolutely fine.
Yeah, the last thing he would have wanted to do to let Zen get that uncontested. He's actually going to go for an aggressive ghost walk. He could catch him here, but you can see already Zen does manage to get away, reposition himself for this Mega, which will be up in the next couple of seconds. The rockets aren't doing itself justice yet, just basically just a minor map presence.
And I love how ZENAKU is playing this. He knows in fights he probably cannot beat PSYGIB straight up, so he's trying to make it more about the items, about the position, about the pre-fights and post-fights. And PSYGIB has not been able to get into an actual fight with ZENAKU since the game started. And this time, ZENAKU actually makes a great move and manages to get position on the Mega. So let's see if PSYGIB will again use an aggressive Ghost Walk to try and get it. This seems like he's just going to forfeit it. So control shifted over to ZENAKU. Now he's in control of the whole pace of the game, and PSYGIB forced to use the ability defensively. And this is where it can get troublesome for PSYGIB, because ZENAKU will likely try to be aggressive now in the next 10 seconds, since there's no ability up for PSYGIB.
No frags, but there's been a lot of action, especially very aggressively, but he's actually baited it to fall all the way back. Some decent tri-bolt damage just to keep him low.
Oh, there he comes.
He's coming in with the Berserker, hit him straight away, but some good rockets to rail combo, keeping the stacks equal.
Yeah, the damage, the output of PSYGIB is just ridiculous. He just hits so much with every weapon. It's not like he's hitting like incredible shots, but it's always such well-positioned damage.
Approaching the 4-minute mark and still no frags, but a lot of damage replicated, and that was nicely done there, as he's going to be backing away, which is perfectly understandable.
He wins that Mega with a headshot. I love how PSYGIB is oh, very aggressive Ghost Walk. Let's see what he can make of these 3 seconds for the heavy. And PSYGIB is already here, and ZENAKU decides to go away. I'm not sure he even knows that PSYGIB used the Ghost Walk.
No, I don't think so either. As PSYGIB in prime position to take this Mega, but again, just biding his time, doesn't want to get too carried away with that choke point. Pushed in at the perfect time whilst he had the tripod out, comes up with the LG, some good damage there with the 78. PSYGIB just assuming he's going to be still there. The Mega has been taken, and now Heavy will be up in the next couple of seconds. It looks like he's just, again, Just trying to make away. Actually, well at the time, but still gets with the LG to rail. Combo almost hits him, but that drive-by from Zen was so huge, and Zen still cleans him up back-to-back rails. Not exactly the easiest of angles either. And Zen really had to work for that first frag.
Yeah, I was really scared for ZENAKU when he started pushing in, but those 2 flick rails did the job. He got him the first kill. Mega spawning soon, and ZENAKU gets railed in the back as Mega is up, and he's actually gonna forfeit the Mega altogether. Or it seems not. PSYGIB not really going for it, so the Mega is still up. So ZENAKU has a way out.
Pick up the Mega, only a few seconds between the 2 items. Zen just being quite cautious now. Doesn't have the information required in order to make any pushes here, but that was a great first rail to kick things off. And the Mega's up in the next 10 seconds. So he's actually going to leave the heavy and try and push, but after that last previous rail, it's not going to continue on anyway, but makes the rotation needed. But these rails coming up from PSYGIB have been huge and so costly for Zen here. Another one, just constantly chasing down PSYGIB's rail.
Yeah, I don't think ZENAKU expected any of those rails to hit, given how he was moving, but PSYGIB somehow found a way, and now it's a tight game, 6 minutes in. That's another aggressive Ghost Walk. He knows he has the weapon advantage, and ZENAKU just lags it. He does not want to fight PSYGIB straight up.
He's playing this super safe and conservative, and do you know what? I don't blame him. Good amount of LG there in that short space of time.
You just see everything. And the rail as well. ZENAKU got the Mega, but now he has nowhere to run.
Nowhere indeed. Heavy's coming up in 17 seconds. Let's see who goes for what first. Oh, he keep catching me, but Zen was aware of his position.
Yeah, that rocket kind of saves ZENAKU, so PSYGIB might actually just forfeit this heavy altogether and try to get the Mega. You can see both players are just trying to keep their distance right now because they don't feel safe. So let's see who can get which item. Seems that ZENAKU is going to get the heavy and PSYGIB is going to get the Mega. Rail going in the way of the Australian player.
I've been impressed by PSYGIB's aim skill and how he's been able to take off in so many different situations, but also impressed by Zen to keep himself alive. There's been so many times that this match could have spiraled out of control for him.
Yeah, and now it's the dangerous part for PSYGIB, right? Because he does not have the Ghost Walk, but he's doing all the damage. He knows he's vulnerable right now, so he keeps spamming out the Tribal and doing a lot of damage to ZENAKU. ZENAKU using the... Oh no, he gets caught in the wall! That's surely a frag for PSYGIB. Another movement hiccup that we've seen in this tournament, costing a frag to one player.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of Zen to actually go into the wall like that, but already we've only got 2 minutes and 10 left remaining. PSYGIB with the lead and is again in prime position to go for that heavy. 3 seconds left and realises that he needs to give this up, but at least he's got some decent amount of control. He's actually directly behind him, he's got above him entirely, and still it's just a hide. I've never seen him go through with a shotgun and then direct mid-air straight afterwards.
That's crazy, especially ZENAKU's rocket. ZENAKU's mid-air rocket there really gives him a chance in this match, because if he died there, it would be very hard to come back. But now only one frag behind. He's going to be attacking this heavy. And PSYGIB might start to actually play a little bit more defensive now with just the rail. And that's another shot. And yet another. Is he going to go for one more? Does not land it. There's the Mega spawning. And he lands yet again another shot.
We need to check his rail accuracy after this game with the rockets. He uses the Ghost Walk defensively this time round. He can catch him, and he does. Extends his lead by 2.
PSYGIB TDM skills are being shown off in this match. He doesn't care what weapon he has out, he's just gonna hit shots with it.
Now, I'm just a little bit worried about the consistency here towards the end. Let's see if we can close this map out. Oh my
goodness,
look at we don't even need to worry about it.
It's not like flashy, but it's just constant damage. With any weapon that is out, he knows exactly where he has to shoot. He knows what weapon to switch to. Even this is perfect. It's just perfect control of the fights. And ZENAKU wanted to avoid fighting as much as possible. In the end, PSYGIB managed to force out those fights. And with 30 seconds to go, there's not much ZENAKU can do at this point except try to boost his own stats.
Yeah, this is pretty much done, and that's already our predictions out the window. With PSYGIB now, he's going to be taking this first map in the series, and you've got to remember as well, we've got Crucible coming up next, so no clue how that's going to work.
Just a wild card there.
And he's got the Death Knight as well. So Zen does get the third frag, but the damage has already been done. It is going to be 6-3 in favour of PSYGIB. What a turn of events here. As it looks like PSYGIB will be taking the first map, but thoroughly deserved. Like, don't get me wrong, ZENAKU defensively keep himself alive after the amount of damage he consumed for the course of that first 5 minutes. Definitely well played by him, but
59% rail.
Yeah, that's mad.
It showed, right?
It definitely showed. 1900 damage just over as well. Yeah. And now we've got Crucible, where it's going to be the Death Knight from PSYGIB and the kill from Zen. But you know, way back in the day, once upon a time, he was always favouring those heavy champions. But now we have to see how kill works. Because even during the interview with Awoken earlier, when Lyko was asking him like, what does he prefer? And he's dabbled with a few champions here and there. He did say dabble with kill, but couldn't really do itself justice to make it work. But let's see what Zen can do here, because going through the replays, it was weird because the first 5 minutes they didn't really get a frag, but there was just constant combat back and forth, and it was very hard to tell how things were going to go. I was thinking maybe PSYGIB will show that inconsistency over the course of time, but actually it was if not better.
Yeah, PSYGIB just kept landing shots. That was a first good rail by ZENAKU, but after that was just PSYGIB with these two incredible shots. And overall, we could see how we the PSYGIB swag. We could see how the plan fell for ZENAKU a little bit, because we were talking about it before the start of the game, as he didn't really want to get into fights with PSYGIB, because PSYGIB is really good there, but if he's not hitting the rails either, how is he going to get into the game? And that's what happened, he never really got in.
Just need PSYGIB's shades now, I mean, it's a foregone conclusion, isn't it? And you've got to remember, folks at home, this was Zen's map pick. This is one of his best maps, and one of his, obviously not his best champion, but a champion he utilises really, really well. And the fact that he was still able to topple him like that says something.
Yeah, PSYGIB is looking good, and I'm here for it. I'm a big PSYGIB fan, and despite our history, because he beat me once in a tournament. that was a bit humiliating. So despite our history, I'm still a very big PSYGIB fan.
He's still so in.
Yeah, he's just a really nice guy. He's a great player. He has a lot of charisma, and he has amazing combat skills. He's really entertaining to watch. I really like watching his daily sacrifice streams. He's just a joy.
He's a lovely fellow indeed. Going into our second map. If you guys missed it, we've already had a couple of series already earlier on. And we're just going to continue on in this first round of the upper bracket. All these matches are for top 12. And it does seem like now, PSYGIB, didn't think I'd ever say it, but it seems like he's on course to move into the next round. Considering the champion choices and the map, we got nothing to go by. This could be anyone's guess.
Especially after the last match, because I think PSYGIB is already given us an upset with a one map win. If he gets this map win as well, it's going to be great for PSYGIB.
Upset of the day.
Upset of the day.
And it's
although
so early.
That's definitely the upset of the day. I was going to talk about but him beating CNZ, for me, it's not an upset anymore.
No.
He's at that level.
Yeah, I think it's comfortable to say that Yup is more than capable to take down many opponents. And Yup has even said himself that he's doesn't care who he comes up against. He's ready to play on anyone. But let's go back to this match though between PSYGIB versus ZENAKU. PSYGIB currently up 1-0 in this series. Let's see if Zen can tie things up and take us to map number 3, or if PSYGIB is going to close this out. Anyone's guess here, due to the lack of information we have on their win rates on Crucible. This is to be taking one of the first times in the offline tournament setting that we're going to be witnessing Crucible between all these juggernauts. And Zen is going to be rocking the kill, and PSYGIB with the Death Knight. Death Knight not really been too much of a surprise considering how well Death Knight was used, and again going into that last Crucible game in the previous series.
And so far, all the damage has been from PSYGIB using that rail. Maybe coming up soon. Is ZENAKU going to show up? There's a lot of potential to do damage in this little cubby, but he doesn't do anything. And yet again, it's PSYGIB with one more rail. I like the sound cue fake there, trying to bait ZENAKU to come to the lower ground by pretending he's going to chase him high ground with the rocket jump. ZENAKU a little bit too smart for it. Oh my god, the rocket on the ledge. and then a rocket jump just to deny that light armor. Great start for the American.
Barely took any damage either, and he's picked up the heavy in the process. He's got the weapon advantage, and now needs to try and find his opponent.
There's a Mega ZENAKU, he's hiding there.
He didn't know.
Wow, yes, PSYGIB was really caught off guard by that.
I'm sure he won't be fooled by that twice. It was, the thing is that he couldn't really get the angle to even fire some rockets preemptively to check if he was there. It was a little bit of a struggle, but still trying to chase him down a little bit. Heavy will be up in the next few seconds, has the advantage. He's diving down with that flame strike too. Good LG, but
wow,
at least
grenades.
He stole for Heavy. That was definitely one of the main things. But coming in with the machine gun on spawn, and as you can see, he's picked up the Mega. Zen manages to stay alive. And the items aren't really too heavily segregated, about 6 or 7 seconds.
It just about manages to stay alive, but when it comes to the next couple of items, PSYGIB will surely make an attempt to get the next heavy. He's just equipping himself with a couple of weapons. 5 seconds. Okay, PSYGIB, I think he mistimed the Mega. Oh, there he is, there he is. He was just waiting for the perfect time. He almost gets the kill there. He's another rocket jump up, and he gets hit with grenades for good measure. Oh no, the lava! Oh, he goes back. Oh. Wait, the Mega, PSYGIB. Where did PSYGIB go? The Mega was his. Oh, he gets the kill anyway. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Has used the flame strike in the process, but yeah, at least he got the job done.
That was very tense and stressful for ZENAKU there.
I need assistance.
Does get that rail so important, and gets rid of the rockets, left on 6 HP, and is able to pick up the heavy. Oh, almost catches him with his trousers down with that machine gun. Is actually going to pin him down. Good rockets. At least he got enough damage to potentially trade. I was going to say trade, but
it's so hard to go through a choke point if PSYGIB is on the other side. He just does the damage perfectly every time. And look at him. Every time ZENAKU wants to get close and fight, that's PSYGIB's territory. Any fight is PSYGIB's territory. If you want to beat PSYGIB, you gotta beat him outside of the fights.
Just hitting absolutely.
Look at the damage again. Like ZENAKU's hitting a lot of these grenades, but PSYGIB just does so much damage in the fights. Like even now, he just keeps constant damage. And he knows he can just stay there. Yeah.
He's been screaming for days here in this lava. He's just bathing in lava whilst waiting for Zen
but
to at least
see like how controlled that fight looked for PSYGIB? Most players would be stressing a lot while they were there, and PSYGIB was like, yeah, I'm just chill here. I might die, but I'll do some damage. And he comes right back, gets his 6th kill.
Entirely different start in this second map compared to the first one, and you can see Zen's always positioning himself to use these grenades to full effect in these choke points. PSYGIB does take him down, but a trade comes out once again. So back and forth. Even PSYGIB's laughing it off, thinking, is any of us or one of us going to actually establish some kind of map dominance? Doesn't seem to be the case. Just trades back and forth.
If this keeps going in this pace, I think PSYGIB has a really good chance of taking this map.
Take the flame strike. Yeah.
Oh, he falls. Wait, what? Made him jump there. I didn't even realize. Might have been just one of his grenades.
Oh, he just barely missed that direct as well, and that's going to be it. Zen's going to clean him up with the LG and has a great stack now to continue on with any further engagements.
Very clean frag as well. That's the very important bit, because he's still trailing behind, but having that clean kill allows him to just reign over this heavy and take it completely clean, because there's no way that PSYGIB is going to be able to challenge. He might try to go for a rail. He does land it. And again, there's ZENAKU's rail. Now he might try to chase. Can he hit any grenades? No, and he goes up the jump pad, and PSYGIB just completely punishes the mistake by the Australian player. Another little bit of movement mistake, and PSYGIB takes full advantage.
Well, you saw my face, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was looking at you, I was like, what? What's going on here? 5 minutes in, a tally of 14 frags, very back and forth this game. Heavy now up, he's in the position with that flame strike with the rockets as well. Backs away, still chasing him. And PSYGIB stays alive. Mega's up in 7, and he's in a perfect position now to deny any kind of push towards that Mega. Has to give it up. Just prioritize the weapons for now.
And I've mentioned this before, but if you want to beat PSYGIB, you cannot beat him in fights. You need to make smarter decisions, spam him a lot, win the game, post-fight and pre-fight. And right now, PSYGIB is hitting a lot of the pre-fight damage. Oh, and ZENAKU falls onto the lava. That's not what you want to see. I gotta say, it looks like PSYGIB is on a he's gonna win this 2-0 if he keeps going like this. Look at all of the plasma damage. He does miss a very easy rail, but all is fine. He barely takes any damage. Oh, ZENAKU finally coming back with some flair of his own. Can he get the kill? No. It's another kill for PSYGIB. Is he gonna be able to take down ZENAKU 2-0?
He probably could, but don't get me wrong, still a 5 frag deficit. Even then, he's not going to approach Zen all the time. He wants to use the kill for those choke points, but PSYGIB can still be very aggressive and has been getting away with quite a lot. 3.5 minutes left, and this definitely will be the upset of the day. Like, there could be others, but this is something none of us would have expected, and it's probably good that chat don't have any opportunities to use any channel points for this one, because a lot of channel points would have been lost.
I mean, we both expected a 2-0.
Not this way round, though.
Yeah. So, okay, PSYGIB finally decides. 3 minutes left, 5 frags. I'm really good at fighting. I got this. I can just chill now a bit. I can try to play defensive. He's not known for his defensive plays, but he should be very good at it. Oh, so much damage. All right, look at how much damage ZENAKU took. And he's gonna die to the fire. PSYGIB completely controlling that kill. And I don't know. I think it's CG already. I'm not sure what ZENAKU can still do in this game to come back.
He can consistently use that flame strike to deny certain rotations. Of course, it will force Zen to make those pushes, but he will take a lot of damage in the process. A lot of these frags
no.
Let's be honest though,
with
a map like Crucible, these frags, majority of them aren't going to be clean.
Exactly, and versus PSYGIB, no frags are going to be clean. I think so far, ZENAKU got 1 clean frag in both of the maps, and there were a lot of frags. Oh, that goes again. Up a jump pad, and PSYGIB, he actually gets the kill this time around. He's very low after that, so PSYGIB might just actually rush back in. Okay, decides not to. He's like, okay, no need to give him a chance. And he finds him with his back there and does maximum damage, goes back out, and back to defensive. So PSYGIB has been playing really, really well this tournament.
He really has. I don't remember last time PSYGIB played this well. Like, he's been very consistent across the board with the positions he's been making. His aim's been just complementing that further, and he was able to get another left on 51 HP. And this is what we're talking about. Crucible, quite rare you see some of these clean frags, and PSYGIB's taken it down and picked up the heavy. This really could be a 2-0 for PSYGIB.
I'm not sure there's any chance for ZENAKU to come back this one. It's definitely the upset of the tournament so far. Even with Yup taking down Razy, I don't know. Both of those, that was the upset of today. This is the upset of.
Totally agree.
Of this day. Let's see if there's still anything left for ZENAKU. I think he fell to the lava again. He's coming back for the heavy, and that's yet another kill for PSYGIB. And PSYGIB is a very underrated player due to his online performances. It's very easy to underrate him. When it comes to LAN, he knows his deal. Another air rocket.
Zen's going to be fine. He'll cruise through that loser bracket or do his best to anyway. He knows this is most probably a blip along the way, and it's not going to affect him too much.
If anything, I'm more worried about who has to play ZENAKU first round in the lower bracket.
Well, the lower bracket's going to be looking rough, isn't it? Looking more rough in the upper bracket later on, I'm sure. Zen, massive stack, but the damage has already been done, as I've mentioned previously. 30 seconds left in sight, and it wasn't even like it was a very close game. He's done this quite comfortably. Zen made him work for it in that first map. But PSYGIB looking so good.
I wonder how far PSYGIB can go in this tournament, because I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him. He's performing at peak capacity, his combat skills are as good as ever, he seems to be timing well as well, and he's also playing defensive quite a bit, which is not common in him. He's feeling happy.
I like it. All that sacrifice training.
All that sacrifice training, for sure.
And there we have it. PSYGIB does take the series 2-0 and will be moving on into the next round of the upper bracket. But it will not be the last we see of Zen. He's got a long road in the lower bracket, but I'm sure we'll be seeing him time and time again on all our streams. As you can see, that second map was 14-8.
63% rail for PSYGIB.
Even if it gets a kill, that's tough. And you don't really see too many rails anyway, depending on how well you know the map on Crucible.
I've seen a lot of players using rail really well today. I have no idea who can take the rail trophy. For the LG trophy, I still gotta say serious, because he did finish one of the maps with like over 50% accuracy, but the rail, a lot of players are going for it. We are yet to see Maxter on the stream as well, so we'll see how his rail is feeling.
Yeah, we've really seen him at all. We will see him later today. I don't know if he makes it to tomorrow. We certainly will see him at some stage. I'm just going through the replays here. We've had 2 Crucibles out of 3 series, so it's nice to see. And PSYGIB really utilising that Death Knight to the full capacity, but also the kill was very, very effective. Just having to like force your opponent into some of those narrow corridors or those choke points, which ZENAKU was expecting, but it was very back and forth. It was a very slow start on Awoken trying to find each other's footing. But this one, it was just combat heaven for anyone to appreciate the amount of action and the damage created by both these players on Crucible.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what was PSYGIB's plan going into this game versus ZENAKU, how we decided to approach it, because we were talking earlier, maybe PSYGIB's plan was to take it more fight-based, as ZENAKU is a really good dueler, and in the fights, PSYGIB is king. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from him whenever we get that interview. And all of these frags that PSYGIB has got, they're all so good. You can see how good he is at fighting in all of this. This was, I think, the turning point for me when he went up the jump pad and he got caught off guard completely by PSYGIB. You could see the disappointment there on ZENAKU's face when he did give that frag away.
I think that's when he realised that could have been the game-winning frag, and it's going to be an extremely tall order to claw his way back from. But definitely something we did not expect at all. Like, we've seen these tournaments time and time again, and normally I feel sorry for PSYGIB sometimes. I'm just like, we always make the assumption, it's just going to be another 0-2, but this time around, do you know what, it makes a nice change.
And if we do have the exception, it's due to his performances online, but on LAN he is always solid. He plays really well, and I'm here I want to see how far he can make it.
Yeah, I think we're going to be quite surprised with how he can perform, because now he's also taken ZENAKU's seed.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that goes. Just going for the replay still, and you can see PSYGIB.
There've been a lot of frags.
We just need the shades. Once we've got the shades, it's the perfect puzzle, perfect piece of the puzzle.
And a nice little handshake at the end.
And there we have it. So ZENAKU, as we mentioned earlier, sadly will go down to lower bracket much earlier than anticipated, but I'm sure we're going to see him quite a lot throughout all 3 of our streams. So remember, it's not just this stream, we do have the Shaftastic stream for the second one, and we do have the Spanish stream if you want to see any of the other matches which we may miss out. We're going to miss out on a few, obviously.
Surely.
We could be here till like 4 AM, but...
Yeah, if you're watching all of the 3 streams, you can watch all of the games. You're not going to miss out on any. So just keep track of all of the 3 streams. Be active on the chat on all of them. Follow, subscribe, and everything else.
Exactly. And speaking of PSYGIB, we've been talking about the man the entire time. Let's have an interview with him and see what he thought of that series.
Yeah, hello. I'm standing here again with the king of fighting, PSYGIB. First of all, congratulations. You looked super relieved after that 2-0 victory, but it kind of looked also comfortable scoreline-wise. How do you feel?
Well, I was really nervous going in. I thought I was going to lose the match. I kind of just went in. I got advice from Rafa to tell me, just pick better fights, think a little bit more. And I didn't take it into account until I just sat down and thought, she's right. I just need to chill, relax, and take the fights I'm comfortable with. And I did that best I could.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, Ince kind of said something similar. Your fighting skills are one of the best. Now, up next, you'll play your teammate, Strong Sage. How do you feel about this one?
I really don't want to play him. I think he's a lot better than me. He's more practiced, more comfortable, I think. And I've been giving him tips and showing him how to beat people, so he knows how to beat me. So I'm probably going to have a tough time against him. He always just counters me, but it'll always be fun, of course, to play him and see how he does, and I don't want to do my best against him.
Yeah, I'm certain you will, because what you did against ZENAKU looked very, very good. So good luck going forward, and I'll give it back to Lethal and Ince.